Mike Leonard Insurance Agency has served the communities in the North Texas Metroplex area for over 40 years. We're an independent agency, which gives us the opportunity to shop among a number of larger, nationally known companies without sacrificing coverage. If you haven't shopped for better car or home insurance lately, give us a call or check out our website. You will be shocked at how much more your current company may be overcharging you. Mike Leonard Insurance. We're local, independent, and we're here for you.
State championship for Conference 2A Division 1. We have Refugio High School head coach Jason Herring. Coach, if you'll introduce your two student athletes.
Yeah, I've got two senior captains for me, 3-year starters, number 52, J.R. Moore, and number 53, Jaden Wright.
Coach, if you'll start things off, your thoughts about the game this morning.
Well, I knew we were in for a tough day. That was the best passing team we've faced since Canadian. I was scared to death of the big play, and it happened. I thought we would be able to do a better job of stopping their running game. Number 12, who missed last year's game, obviously made a huge difference. I felt like offensively we found our rhythm and could move the ball, but we just couldn't get off the field. We couldn't get off the field defensively. So hats off to Coach Abels. That's a senior loaded ball club that was hungry, that came here last year, and tonight they were the best team.
Questions from the floor?
Jason, I know they're a good team, but this is not the kind of performance that we've seen from your team all year. What happened, I guess?
We turned the ball over, number one. Okay, that's a big deal. You can't turn the ball over in a big game. This is no excuse, but the routine is so different. You know, Holly lives 2 hours from us and gets to sleep in their own bed and practice 3 times, and we get to practice twice. It's just hard. I love state championships. I hate everything about the way it's set up because it's the most important. I'm just being honest. It's the most important game of the year. We put in all this work, and we get 2 days to practice. And it's just not the same for everybody when we have to spend a day traveling, and everybody else gets to sleep in their bed and practice at home and then get up. I petitioned the UIL to let us practice on Sunday. They let us do it last time. This time they said no. So, I mean, we did as good a job as we could getting the kids ready, and I'm not going to make an excuse. I know the rules apply to everybody, but it's just not the same when you have to drive 8 hours and waste a whole day and you can't work out, and the other team gets a full practice and gets to sleep in their own bed.
And on that first drive, mishandled kickoff, rush for a loss, then eventually the fumble and a timeout early, 30-something seconds in. Just how tough was it to kind of get everything back on track from there and just kind of get everyone calmed down and realize that it's still just a football game?
Yeah, well, it's hard. And, like I said, I think the UIL is the greatest organization in the country, okay? I mean, there's no question. I love Susan. I love Dr. Brydup. They do a great job. What I'm telling you, for selfish reasons, is on the biggest game of the year, I wish it could be normal. We've played in 8 of these and played horrible in all 8 and got lucky and won 3 of them. We just haven't played good at state. And the only thing I can attribute it to is the 6-hour bus trip, only 2 practices, just no normalcy. I'm not making any excuse because tonight the best team won, there's no doubt. We didn't have an answer for their passing game. We didn't have an answer for their rushing game. They ran the ball and they kept our offense off the field. I feel like every time we had the ball, we were going to score. Once we found our rhythm, we could score, but we just couldn't get the ball back. So back to Mike's question, how do you attribute this? Is not what we've seen from you in the past. The only thing that I can tell you is the routine's so different, and I know it's great for high school football. I know it's great to bring everybody in. Pack the stadium and all that stuff, and I'm not trying to blame it on that, but the bottom line is, and I think Coach Hoffman will probably tell you the same thing, the 2 6-man schools that have to play Wednesday morning, it's no problem for them because their semifinal ends a week earlier. They get 12 days to practice. The only ones that get in a bind are us 2 2A schools. You either play Wednesday night or you play Thursday morning. Well, Thursday morning's just like Wednesday night for us because we got to drive up here Wednesday. You know, and again, I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I think the way that it's set up is very unfortunate, or it's very difficult for the 2A teams, especially when it's always in Cowboy Stadium. We're always playing Cisco or Crawford, who's 2 hours away, and we're driving 6-7 hours. It's just hard. That's the only thing I can attribute it to, Mike. That's probably more than you wanted, but it's the most important game of the year. We've been following a perfect routine all year long. We might play Thursday, might play Friday, but we've got practice. We get Saturday, we get Monday, we get Tuesday, we get Wednesday, and then all of a sudden when it's all on the line, you get 2 days to practice with 16-year-old kids. Probably something that hurt us is we're young. I only got 9 seniors starting 11 freshmen and sophomores. That probably hurt us tonight.
Jason,
early, before you made the trip up here, that you were a season ahead of schedule. What did you mean by that, and especially this outcome?
I thought we were. Well, first of all the experts said that we're too young to be good this year. That our year was going to be 23, 24, and 25 because we're talented, but we're freshmen and sophomores. Got a great senior class, great junior class, but we're still real young. For us to beat Shiner twice and for us to beat Timpson, I feel like we were ahead of schedule. Now, that had nothing to do with Holly, but I feel like we were ahead of schedule. I knew it was going to be tough to even get here this year because of our youth. So I hope that answers your question.
Jason, the one advantage you seem to have was speed, and I think Ernest and Kai touched the ball combined 7 times. Was there a reason why they couldn't get
Well, the main reason was they put 14, and they doubled Ernie most of the night, which is smart. They put a cornerback up in his face, and then their free safety went straight to him and said somebody else is going to beat us. We knew that was going to happen. That's why we had the little spin counter off of his toss sweep that scored 3 times because we knew they'd all be going over there to Ernie. But the bottom line is, guys, you got to get off the field defensively. We could not get off the field. If you don't have the ball, it don't matter how fast you are. If you don't have the ball and you can't get the ball to your weapons, it doesn't matter how fast you are. They played great. I don't want to take anything away from Coach Abels. Those wide receivers are special. They caught every contested ball, and the quarterback's special.
And for the players, I mean, Holly came out and played a physical style of defense. It had to be one of, if not the most physical defense y'all played today, this season. What made it so tough to really deal with their physicality?
We just tried our hardest to get in front of them and stop them from getting in our backs and from the backers blitzing all the time. But we knew the refs coming in that they don't really call holding, so we just had to latch on and try to hold them from getting back. So we just tried doing our job the entire game. But they're a real good defense, probably one of the best we played all year, and they did a real good job playing for us.
Were they showing you anything up front that you hadn't seen before or not?
Just like Coach expected us to see, we saw it. But other than that, it's basically what we've seen.
Honestly, there were no surprises. They lined up in exactly what we prepared for. They threw and caught the ball extremely well. We knew that was going to be huge. What the difference in my mind is they were able to run the ball down our throat, and we couldn't get off the field. And that's what I did not think would happen. I knew they were going to get some big plays. I knew they were fast. You know, everybody, we're fast, but they're fast too, I promise you. 1 can run, 14 can run, 11 can run. But we saw on film all year long that quarterback dropping in dimes and those receivers coming up with every contested ball. So I knew that was going to happen. Okay, the difference in the game, in my opinion, was you can't turn the ball over. We turned it over, period. And they just absolutely crushed us rushing the football. And I'll be honest with you, I thought every time we got the ball, I think we did. We might have the second half. Every time we got it, we just couldn't get it. We couldn't get the ball back because of their rushing attack. And when we would hold them to 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 8, they'd make a fantastic play, and that's what championship teams do.
to the players. Obviously, Coach talked about how this was a young football team coming to the year. Not a lot of people thought y'all could get to this point. So how special was it to get to state your senior year?
It's amazing. It's the best feeling ever because you're going to be remembered forever as a team that went to state. And in the eyes of those kids, they're going to remember how we led them, and they're just going to lead the other kids. And hopefully they come back next year too.
I want us to go on record as saying this. We're awfully young, awfully young. But the reason that we're here is because of the 9 seniors. There may not be a lot of them, but they're winners. And they took the bull by the horn the minute that we walked off the field against Shiner last year with our tail between our legs. And they took over off season, they took over summer, and they're the ones that molded this team to where we even had a chance to be here. Everybody thinks it's easy, but I promise you, beating the Shiner Comanches twice in 1 year with a kid named Dalton Brooks is dang near impossible. Beating Terry Bussey is dang near impossible, especially with a young bunch. These seniors overachieved and got us way ahead of schedule and set us up really well for next year. I just hate it that they're not going to be able to be here to be a part of it, but they'll be a part of it in our hearts.
For the seniors, this is your last time putting on the uniform for you. What does being a Bobcat mean to you and the pride you have for that team?
It means everything. It means suiting up, representing your town, representing your family, representing your team and your coaches. Just suiting up for high school football. It's amazing. It's nothing closest to it.
Wearing the symbol right here, Refugio, representing our town, it means the world.
Final question.
Jason, you talked about this week about how tough it is to get here, and you just said. So how, there, even though you have a young team, there's no guarantee you get back here.
Oh, crud, it's hard. It's almost impossible to even get here, much less to win the thing. What were you going to ask me?
I was just wondering, the feeling to come, after a loss like this. I know.
Yeah, it's hopefully we'll use the motivation that what happened in Victoria last year that propelled us to this step, and then hopefully we can turn this step into back next year, but finish it the right way. But I'm telling you, people don't understand how hard it is to win a football game, especially a game like this. And you come through the Region 4 gauntlet, and then whoever's left is going to be studs. I knew Holly could play. I knew they were really, really, really good. I was nervous. I told them all week, just because you beat I said after Shiner, we cannot have a Shiner hangover because Timpson will kick your teeth in. And then after Timpson, I said we can't. Did I not? Yes, sir. We cannot have a Timpson hangover because Holly will kick your teeth in. Well, it happened, and I don't know. It's hard. I don't know I'll have to go back and look, but off the top of my head, we turned the ball over and we couldn't get them off the field. And if you can't get them off the field, you can have all the speed you want. You can't get them the ball.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.